Hey, welcome to Wrestling in a Movie. I'm Scott. There's Dave, somewhere around here on the screen. And big welcome to Justin Scott Flores, a.k.a. Flowhawk. Justin Fleaux, man. Weird to see you with a beanie and no big old Liberty spikes, man.
It has to hibernate until matches happen. Otherwise, it doesn't stick up as well as it usually does.
Oh, is that?
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, folks, Justin is a professional wrestler who's coming on our show. We're going to talk to him about wrestling and his favorite movie. But now you brought up something that I didn't even think to talk about. How? What is the product? What is it? Explain the Hawk. How do you keep it up so long?
Man. It's been a process learning throughout the past 5.5 years of having one.
Yeah.
But my go-to, I start the foundation with some Got to Be spike and glue. That's how I get it all just frizzled up. Then I use a black hair product called an Ebon. That's my little secret. Nobody really uses that. And that's used to keep like weaves and like wigs glued down. But that I tell you, you put that stuff in there and then you just hair dry it, it will stick. It stays up. And you guys been to playing the shows and you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, I can't believe it's still standing at the end of the show. It's like, holy crap.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah. Damn. So let's roll it back. How long you been a wrestler?
I started training in 2017, so I'm almost hit 10 years since I stepped into the ring for the very first time. But I debuted in January 18th of 2020 for a promotion called Victory Championship Wrestling that ran out of Mumford, Alabama at the time. It's now known as my home promotion of Spartan Pro Wrestling that runs out of Gadsden now.
Okay.
So they've been going and thriving for years, even before I got into the promotion. It's been my lifelong dream to try it. They gave me an opportunity. I started working those first few months, and then COVID hit us. And so it was like a little bit of a gap, but we got right back into it. Got back into in July, and then I've been rolling ever since, man. It's an ultimate passion of mine. I've loved wrestling since I was a little kid. So I thrive whether the fans love me, boo me, don't care for me, love me. And, it is what it is.
A reaction.
I enjoy entertaining people.
Yeah,
Before
we enjoy
my
that.
big question. I do have one. What was your first match like? How like going into your first match? Who did you wrestle? And I like to hear the story from everybody that we've talked to. Their first match, like how nervous they were, how calm they were, whatever. What was going through your head? If you can kind of remember that, because to me, that's a great story from everybody I've heard so far.
Well, yeah, I mean, so like I accumulated training for, I was trained under a guy named Mad Dog Dan Sawyer. He used to run a very infamous promotion here in Alabama called Global Championship Wrestling for years and years and years and years. Trained for him for about 3 years. And then he sent me off to a guy named Josh O'Hagan, which gave me the connections to work with Victory Championship Wrestling, which was under Johnny Slaughter at the time. Even with those 3 years of training and building yourself up, it doesn't matter how much you train, whether you do 6 months, a year, 2, 3, like me, the nerves are going to be shot by the time before you go through that curtain for the very first time. I had the gear. I had everything set up. I was ready to go. I looked the professional look and, just said, my nerves are wrecked, but let's just go out there. Let's do it. Let's have a good time. I went a guy who goes by AWOL down here in the Southeast. I think he works usually out of WWE A4 around that promotion or so, or at least that's what I believe the last one he works at. We went through about like a 5-minute match to start off the show. Crowd was hyped up for me. Nice. He set me up for a suplex, and I reversed that straight into a DDT, which used to be what I would end the matches with, and got the 1, 2, 3. And I was like, and mind you, I'm like in the zone. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Fight. I get backstage. Everybody's high fiving. That was a great match. Thanks, man. Oh shit. Blown the hell up. I mean, like I was in that chair, like, and mind you, I'm in good shape. So like, I was so nerve wracked that I didn't realize for that 5 minutes, I was essentially holding my breath the entire time.
Oh my God.
Because like, I didn't realize, like, I just did not want to mess anything up. You only get one chance to, make an impression on people.
Right.
And so, it worked out. But the boys certainly did laugh at me when I was just huffing and puffing in the chair immediately afterwards. But that locker room and the locker room still is Spartan Pro Wrestling. A lot of those guys that were back then are still in there now. They welcomed me with open arms.
That's great. That's great.
And they gave me an opportunity that a lot of people wouldn't have. And like I've wanted to do so many different things in my life, and I just never had an opportunity. Josh O'Hagan, Mad Dog, Dan Sawyer, Josh O'Hagan, and Johnny Slaughter finally gave me the opportunity that I needed. They took a chance on me, and I've been thriving for the past almost 5.5 years now in the Indies.
That's
awesome.
Freaking great, man.
That's awesome.
I'd love to hear that. I like the fact that when you got backstage, you're just like, oh, I can breathe. I can sit down now.
Well, the thing is, like, I didn't even realize it initially. Like, I'm like, yeah, dude, like, thank y'all, man. This is so great. Oh, this is getting tired. Oh God. I almost want to throw up instantaneously. But man. It was so worth it, man. Just to finally get into a ring under those lights in front of a crowd like 200 plus, even if it was in the middle of nowhere. I mean, just to have a crowd react to me, whether they liked me or booed me,
right,
means everything, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's great. I love to hear that.
When you talk about whether they cheered or whether they booed, we've seen your character hit both sides from face to heel through the time that Dave and I have been going to CWF.
Also because of Marshall Briggs, but go on.
Yeah. I do want to talk about that, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah. He seems like a horrible boss, but
you see Orion as champion, you tell me, man.
We will definitely get into that in a moment.
Yes.
Where do you feel more at home? Being cheered or booed, or like you said, right down the middle?
I think it ultimately depends on what kind of crowd I'm working in front of. Like, so like a Spartan, like they love me, like they cheer me, like go crazy. And then I go up like 2 hours up to Huntsville at Rocket City Championship Wrestling, and they can't stand my guts. It really just kind of depends on the crowd. It's kind of like how it was in the territorial days. Ric Flair would get cheered in like North Carolina, and then he would bounce to a completely different state, and they couldn't stand him. They despised him. So it's kind of like a crowd by crowd basis. But what I love to do, I love to feed off the crowd. That's the thing I love the most. So if they're booing me, I'm going to egg them on to no end until they get irritated and they want to pull my hair out personally. But if they love me, man, I'm going to be reaching out and like just high-fiving the kids and like just really trying to get that crowd lined up. So, but me personally, from my experience over the past 5.5 years, it's so much fun to be a bad guy, y'all. Yeah. It's fun to be a bad guy when you get an opportunity to.
That's cool.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So when you said this has been a passion of yours. So as a young kid, who was it on TV that flipped that switch for you?
Well, it'll go back as far as when I saw wrestling for the first time. I was coming back from watching a Supercross race because I was really into dirt bikes when I was younger. Came back from a dirt bike race because I used to live in Louisiana. Yeah. We were heading back from New Orleans. We got home. I flipped on the TV. And of course, we had basic cable on the old CRTV back in the day. On the USA Network, of course, was Raw is War. And so this, like, I knew of boxing, but I've never seen of wrestling. So, okay, this kind of looks like a boxing ring. And then, like, they're slamming each other. Like, there's crowd going crazy, crowds going nuts. These are characters. That's pretty cool. It goes to commercial break. I say, okay, that's cool. I flipped the channel. Local cable in Baton Rouge, Louisiana back then had USA Network and TNT one after another. So as soon as they went to commercial, I flipped the station, and then there's WCW Nitro going on. I'm like, well, there's 2 of these shows?
Oh, wow.
And so here I am, like, as a kid, just bouncing back and forth, trying to catch the action. And I was just like instantly hooked, man. The Rock most certainly was the star that grabbed my attention the most when I was younger. Kind of reminded me of my dad because he was kind of a bit of a bodybuilder back in the day. So he kind of had, he kind of had that same kind of figure. And his charisma like just spoke out to me. And then of course there's Stone Cold Steve Austin, who if it's can we cuss on the show or we his no fucks given attitude.
Yeah, there we go.
Of just going in there, taking names and then bouncing them. And then, like, even though I couldn't, the thing is, I appreciate him so much now, but back then I hated Triple H with all my might. But I mean, now as like a bad guy, like, dude, like, I totally get it, man. Like those three stood out to me when I was a kid growing up. And of course, on the WCW side of things, I loved Sting. I loved Scott Steiner. I loved Goldberg. they all branched out and reached out to me as their fan favorites. And as the years went on and on, I started liking more some of the more mid card guys like an Eddie Guerrero, an RVD, a Tajiri. A lot of those guys, more of the technical wrestlers started grabbing my attention a little bit more. But when I was first growing up, absolutely The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, all those top dogs back then. Yeah.
Definitely see that.
Well, who speaks to you today then?
Man,
you have a favorite?
Look, I mean, if I had to do like a Mount Rushmore of like the ones that have inspired me the most, I would put The Rock, Stone Cold, CM Punk, and it's gonna be that last one. It's gonna be tough to throw on it. You know what, Kane? Kane back in the day, being the big red machine Kane, still fully masked.
Yeah.
Man, I loved the monster, the big red machine, man. As a kid, I loved watching Kane go out there and then when he partnered with Undertaker, when he became the biker gimmick, American Badass.
Yeah.
It was everything. So that would probably be my top four. That'd be my top four.
That is really really cool.
Yeah, so, I always tell everybody when I was a kid, Scott's tired of this because every time I talk to one of the wrestlers, I bring it up. Because when I was a kid, there's a guy called Dick the Bruiser, and he was a monster of a guy.
Yeah.
He was the bad guy, and my mom would yell at me for watching him, like because I'd be cheering Dick the Bruiser. I'm like, "You get him, Dick the Bruiser, get him, Bruiser!" And my mom's like, "He's the bad guy, you know what?" I'm like, "Yeah, but no, he's not. Look, he's beating up this other guy. It's great." And years later, he in Detroit, he would be on one of the radio stations, and he had like a role on the radio station. He was just Dick the Bruiser, and everybody knew who he was. It's like, Jesus, man, this guy not going away. But his old route, if you get a chance to watch him on YouTube, any of his old bouts, they're just like what you guys do. That's why I like the CWF so much. I started watching Kraken, and I started watching the you just mentioned it, the Royal
Spartan.
The one that you just mentioned that you were part of.
Rocket City?
Oh. Yes, I believe. Okay. Like it's that style of wrestling, like old school, like and that's just what I love. So if you ever get a chance to watch any of the old guys, like in black and white, I know a lot of people black and white, but if you get a chance to watch some of that stuff, you'll be like, oh man, that's
certainly. I'll give it a look.
Big brutal, just like the stuff you guys are doing. I love it.
I'm a big fan of classic wrestling too. Like I love the new stuff. I like what AEW does and all that, but I absolutely love the classic stuff. There's room for everything. I think in wrestling, really.
Yeah,
there is. And that's something that I'll reiterate, and we talk about it a lot. There is something for everybody at a wrestling match, at a wrestling show. I mean, there is a character for you. There's a character you're going to resonate with. There's somebody's going to grab your attention. And I just love to go and be manipulated, basically. Pull the emotions out of me. Make me feel something. I paid money. I want to feel something. Sure. And every time I've seen you guys at the CWF, you do it. There'll be a surprise. There'll be a cringe. Like, oh, my God, he didn't just get hit in the back with that chair. But you've gotten some pretty cool opportunities that we got to witness. Casey Navarro and Moose that you got to go up against. That was what was going through your mind in either of those matches. Like, was it like holy shit or what?
About the same nerves as when I made my debut in the business, because when you're with fellow independents now, you kind of travel, you kind of work the same shows, but it's fine. You chorus, you kind of get familiar. When it's somebody who's like a signed contract talent that's on a TV on a weekly basis, it's a whole nother step of the game, because they're on a whole nother level than I am.
Yeah.
Like they're there, I'm here, and then I'm trying to equate to their level in some capacity. So, and again, it goes to that you only get one chance to make a good impression type of scenario. So, like if I do well enough, who knows, maybe this ends up giving me a good word into TNA or a bigger promotion in the future. If I mess up, then it's going to be maybe a completely different scenario. It might back me up a little bit. So
no pressure.
No pressure at all.
No pressure.
But I have enough trust in myself after 5.5 years to at least be confident, stable, and calm enough to listen to what they want to do, what they would like to do in the match, what I would like to present to them. I never try to drive like okay, like, I know you're the veteran 10 years, but here's what I want to do. And I never want to come across as that guy. I'm more than willing to work with anybody. And we're getting to work with those guys and hearing their critiques and what they want, what their advice was for me, helped so much. Especially, I without the CWF, I would not have gotten those opportunities. I truly think so,
Yeah.
or at least not as quick as I have.
Right.
I do have to thank Ben Rowe and Coastal Wrestling Federation for giving me those opportunities and allowing me to be in the ring with those huge talents. Casey Navarro is an amazing talent. My heart broke for him when he broke. I think what he was.
Is his knee
it was,
something?
He tore his ACL, man.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that was
golly.
ACL.
Yeah, but he's back in the ring from what I understand, man, and he's
Very
kicking
good.
it. Yeah,
Very
and then
good.
Moose. We saw him just the last show.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I get a chance to work with him this time. But to work with a guy, I mean, when you're in a ring with Moose, man, I mean, it's just like you're just looking up like the entire time. Like, this is about to be a very serious situation.
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah. This is gonna get uncomfortable real quick.
Yeah, but man, both of those guys were great. Great matches overall with them, and I can't wait to have more opportunities to work with guys like that in the hopefully not too distant future.
Yeah.
Right. One of the things that got me is, we were there for your match with Casey Navarro, and it was a great match. Phenomenal job. And when Casey came out and he had a lot of kind words and a lot of positive stuff to say about you, and that's like, man, I bet that felt good. Yeah, I mean, here you got somebody's on TV every week.
Yeah.
And it's like really fucking awesome, man.
Yeah. That was, wasn't planned by any means. He did that out of the kindness of his own heart. To hear somebody who's at that level compliment me in such a way that they can actually see me on a TV like screen at some point on the road with them, I mean, that's huge for me.
Yeah.
And it helps. I mean, it helps notoriety, it helps recognition. It confirms to me that what I'm doing is working. And if I'm able to impress somebody at that level, that they think I can have what it takes, then I know that I'm on the next step there. I'm for sure on the next step there. Right, whether it be in the next year, 2, 3, 4, 5, I will be on a TV screen at some point. And I have that level of confidence now. Now it's all about playing the hardball game and getting that name on a dotted line somewhere, man.
Yeah.
We really hope to see that for sure, because
I definitely want to see that.
It's awesome to see anyone follow their dreams and watch it come true and
watch it play out, right?
Watch it play out, man. It's like, hell yes. And you're putting in the work. You're definitely putting in the work.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
What's next for the Fleaux Hawk at CWF? Anything you can drop on us before this?
It's a road to redemption, really. I think. I mean, I was the champion. Orion took it from me, and I've been having a steady climb trying to get back to it, and I keep getting screwed over and screwed over and screwed over, and now I'm down to the bottom, and now to work our way back up, sort of redemption. And it's a steady climb. So now I got to go against. I'd say I got to go in CWF Warfare and start with that match, and then go from one show to the next from there, brother.
Damn.
Hopefully awesome. I'll finally be able to get that belt off of Orion, and then we won't have to see the dark arts or whatever the hell they call themselves at this point anymore.
Who knows?
Because it was the Enterprise that he was working with, and then he screwed that over, and now the dark arts completely taken over, and that again goes back to Marshall Briggs. He shot himself in the foot, man. I tried to tell him. But nobody wants to listen to the Fleaux Hawk.
Nobody wants to listen to the Fleaux Hawk.
That's fine.
I'm going to put that on a t-shirt.
That's right.
There you go.
Nobody wants to listen to the Fleaux Hawk.
All because I tried to cash in a bounty on it, man. Like, look,
man.
it was a lot of money. Like, what do you expect?
One time.
I mean, he would have done
I'm
the
an
same.
independent that needs to pay bills, damn it.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, I see in the back on your shelf, Steve O is Jackass, and Steve O kind of a passion or are you a fan?
Like I grew up on the whole Jackass Wild Boys craze. He came to the Comedy Stardome in Hoover, Alabama, which is like a very famous comedy show venue here in Birmingham. And he was so kind and genuine. Like after the show, he did not leave until everybody got like a photo and some merch with him. I ended up getting autograph straight from him.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Right there, right on the book. I also got like a poster that he signed as well. over there. But yeah, I love Jackass and Wild Boys and Viva La Bam and that whole era of MTV.
Oh, yeah.
And like, just them pranking and doing absolute nonsense to each other. I was completely entertained as a young. Granted, I shouldn't have been watching that as a young kid, but I was still watching it regardless. And that kind of filled, I guess, my passion of like kind of wanting to do stunts or do like flips and crazy stuff, which goes toe in toe with pro wrestling.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I love Jackass. And Steve-O, again, great guy. I've met him. I've met Preston Lacey. And I haven't gotten a chance to meet any of the other ones, but I would love to meet Chris Pontius, Johnny Knoxville, Bam Margera for sure. He was a heavy influence on me when I was a young kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love those guys, man.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
great.
the same way, man. I watched the last movie not that long ago, and I cried so much because I was laughing so damn hard. And
the last movie was pretty good, and they had like a lot of new
really
up-and-coming faces in that one.
Yeah,
you go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, there was a lot of new faces in that one, and I hadn't watched Jackass in forever, and I got really baked and watched that, and it was just absolutely hilarious, man.
Yeah, I believe they're coming out with a new one this year. I think they confirmed it that it's going to be coming out in the summer. And Bam this time is back, but it's going to be like older clips of him. So I guess
I saw that.
Yeah, there's still kind of some unfortunate, heat between him and
there's a lot
Johnny
of bad blood,
for obvious reasons. But I hope they can eventually, coerce that and get back together, like the good old boys. But we'll see, I suppose.
So, after these years on the road, what is the craziest story you care to share with us?
Jesus, so many.
I know there's got to be at least one.
I'll tell you one thing. There's some boys that I've worked with in the past who, like, after a show got so baked and so drunk, and they traveled like 3.5 hours back home.
Oh no.
And they probably should have not have been able to drive 3.5 hours back home, but they somehow made it. But that's not a here or there. Like, man, if there's some crazy ones, man, Jesus Christ. I have to go back and think about this over the past 5.5 years. It's the craziest one. Oh, jeez.
Seems like everybody has one about driving with whoever they're like carpooling with. Everybody always has something like those 6-hour stretches or 4-hour drives.
I will say this. Okay, so it's not so much to travel, like the travel in the car, as much as where we stopped. So me and my boy Brandon Cash up at Spartan Pro Wrestling, goes by Boo Boo as his little nickname. We traversed up to Anarchy Wrestling up in Cornelia, Georgia, before they shut that down. That was the promotion that AJ Styles got his start in years and years ago. It used to run out of some old like church building out there. They recently shut it down, I guess, because for whatever reason, people who own the property now don't want wrestling in it, and now it's just kind of sitting desolate. Right. I guess they hope like some big business is going to buy it, but so far, no such luck. But we went up there. We did our show. We did everything. I think like 10 minutes down the road, there's this like one gas station that has like everything you could ever ask for: food, marijuana, THC, whatever you want, beer. And my boy Boo Boo got fascinated because in the corner, in this dark little corner, there is like 2 like little mini slot machines. And of course, your stereotypical old grandma with a cigarette just sitting there, just like hope, like, just got nothing else better to do for a social security check, but just wasted away on that. And then you just got a whole rack of just like Big Booty Asses Volume 12, 34. And when I tell you, he's like, oh shit, I can't wait. It's like he was so happy to see that, man.
Gambling and boobs.
It was like gambling and boobs. Like, dude, this is like, mind you, this is like 2023, right? These are old, like dusty DVDs that have probably been sitting there for like 10, 15 years. He bought himself like 5 of those fuckers and brought them home. I'm like, Boo Boo, you ain't no way you're gonna be watching. They're like, shit, I'm gonna be going home straight.
Oh, I hope you and Boo Boo are friends after this airs.
I love Boo Boo, man. He trained with me at Madhouse Space, so we've known each other since 2017. So I love him to death. Nice. He's a brother to me, man.
Awesome.
Nice. That's just one of the ones I can remember off the top of my head. But if I remember any more, I'll let you know.
That's perfect. Is there anything upcoming that you'd like to promote that you've got going on that you want to share?
Well, if I'm from my understanding correct, I'm also a part of DJ's MMP, which is a show, a drama that's run by a man named DJ Ragland.
Mhm.
It's an all African American run production. I play a character as Travis. We just last year completed season 1 and released a movie that premiered in Atlanta. We all went there. I think it's confirmed that it's about to be released on Hulu, if I'm not
Nice.
mistaken.
Oh, very
So
nice.
we're now taking that necessary steps. I think we're starting to add contracts now. So he's you I could equate to him as like an up and coming Tyler Perry in a sense
Right.
that he's trying to start his own empire of multiple different movie productions. And I believe I'm going to be associated with some of those here fairly shortly. So you stay tuned for
Very
that.
cool.
Oh, good.
Otherwise, you
Awesome.
can catch me around doing what I do best, and that's pro wrestling and kicking ass with Coastal Wrestling Federation, Spartan Wrestling. Hopefully, some different promotions here in the near future. We will see. But
Yeah.
yeah, other than that, just doing my thing, man.
Awesome. Awesome.
Freaking great,
Dave,
man.
you have any other wrestling questions for Justin?
I'm sure I'm going to come up with some whenever we're talking about the movie, but I just
All right.
the only thing I can come up with is the boss. I mean, Marshall Briggs. He just I watched him over the year, and it's like everybody in this CWF has gone from being hated to loved, and from loved to hated. And I love to watch everything going on. How do you see it washing out for the two of you? You guys going to team up and take on somebody else, or are you going to try and kill each other in the ring?
As much as I don't want to, it's one of those situations where it's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend type situation, right? So the Dark Arts is clearly taking over Coastal Wrestling Federation, and I can't have that as the Flow Hawk, not anymore. I mean, we used to have the Flow Enterprise, and we were dominant. We were on top. We were set.
Yeah.
I got screwed over in that scenario. He tried to take it over, completely collapsed on top of itself,
Mm-hmm.
and I just have a very strange feeling that Marshall Briggs at some point is going to ask me to be on his side, and look, if it's going to be one of those predicaments where I have to be on his side to take out Orion and Dark Arts and set them on their way permanently, then so be it. But as far as shaking hands and being okay with each other, that is still up in the air. As far as everything he's done to me, everything he's tried to do to screw me over, I can't really say neither here nor there. He's going to have to do a lot of ass kissing to fix that.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's great.
Definitely. Definitely. Great. All right. So let's get to your movie. For this week, we have V for Vendetta,
yes, sir,
starring Natalie Portman. Mm-hmm. And I just forgot, my God, his name. Somebody
God's name or
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving. I was about to say, yeah.
Hugo Weaving. This is a timeless movie. I hadn't seen this since it first came out. And I didn't care for it as much then. I liked it, but man, it hit very different, adding a bunch of time and seeing things throughout the world change. It hit very different this time. And it's one of the things that got me about this movie is it can be in any time frame. This could have released in the 60s and still been absolutely relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 50s, the 60s, the 70s, anytime. Yeah.
So what is it about this movie that just grabs you?
Well, for me, like I'm heavy into like the politics of our country and like what's going on with it, and really not just our country, but a lot in the world and what's going on. And I've never been for like an authoritarian type of like led type of oligarchy type of government, just I'm very much in the idea that we should all be free and to choose and do what we do without the judgment of those who make far more greater money than us, and we should be able to live equally amongst each other. And seeing this movie, sort of seeing like a hero type like V is, and work his way up and like dismantle each piece of the pyramid to the point until he gets to the very top and then completely annihilates it. As it is vengeance that it is, but it's justified vengeance. And I think that's something that's always stood out to me. But as he progresses, he becomes more human than he originally thought by the end of the movie. And I'm just like, man, like even though we can take down this authority. If we have to revolt, we have to. Our humanity isn't lost in the process of that. And if anything, we gain more humanity at the end of it. That's kind of the message I got from the movie. Other than that, I mean, I could see myself in like a V type of scenario where like, I see like the terrible leadership in our nation or in the world, and see how they just oppress people and keep them oppressed. And when like, it's just, it
So
shouldn't be that
unnecessary.
way.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that way in any capacity. They keep us divided so that they keep getting richer off of us. And I'm just
Of
like,
course.
I'm not for that. And I think V for Vendetta is a prime movie for anybody who has that same mindset to absolutely watch and view. And like y'all said, like it could be used in any time frame and it would still be relevant.
That is the thing that surprised me about it, because I was like, holy crap. I mean, this is one of these movies that requires multiple viewings.
Absolutely.
Because it is so freaking deep. There is layer upon layer of messaging, political, social. There's a neat thing in this movie. Folks, this is a movie I think it's kind of hard to describe in a way, but it is a very political movie. It shows an authoritarian government taking over in England, and V is the one who's standing up and kind of replaying the gunpowder conspiracy that happened, where Parliament was, well, Guy Fawkes had planned on blowing up Parliament and was captured. So that kind of mirrors that story, and he's trying to do that, to have a Guy Fawkes moment and blow up a building, Parliament, basically. And I think there's a line in that movie that says sometimes the people just need a building to be blown up, or something along those. They need that symbol.
A blowing up a building is meaningless, but with enough people, blowing up a building can change the world.
Yeah,
there it is.
I'm a firm believer of that.
Absolutely,
firm believer of that.
Absolutely is. And it's there's things that it forces you to think about that are a lot deeper than what's on the surface. One of the things I noticed, though, we can't watch this movie and not talk about Hugo Weaving's performance. Never showing his face, but I felt everything. And it's like, master actor. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's hard to, visualize to an audience that can't see your face, like true emotion. Like, you can sound it, you can speak it, but to visually, like physically make yourself look like you're feeling that emotion, it's a whole nother level. And Hugo Weaving did a phenomenal job with that. And it kind of goes the same way with like Kane, for example, like back in the day, right? Like he had a full mask, couldn't really, tell, but I mean, he would, like you could tell, like he was mad, he was furious, he was happy, he was wanting to kill somebody. It's the same thing with Hugo Weaving and being under the Guy Fawkes mask. I felt every single emotion that he displayed in that movie.
I had read a while, like long time ago, that they were trying to get him to take his mask off at some point so they could see his face, and he was like, "Did you not read the comics?"
Yeah, that doesn't.
They're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, he never took his mask off." He goes, "No, not taking my mask off." And they kept trying and trying. He finally looked at him and said, "It's not coming off. It didn't come off in the comic. It's not coming off in the movie."
It worked out. It worked out better in that. And like, they even tried to tease it at the end, but like his explanation for why he wouldn't take it off, you know, it's just, it makes so much sense. And again, like his emotion is what sold the character. Exactly. If we saw his face, it wouldn't matter. Like, see, like I'm a big like Halo video game fan. I love the Halo series. Master Chief is the main character of that. Never takes his helmet off, unless of course you look at the TV show. But we will not talk about the TV show.
Let's not.
That's a joke. It's a complete joke. But you still feel the emotion of the weight of the world, of the universe on his shoulders, and you still feel that even though you never see his face. It's the same thing. Same situation.
It's like the second Dread movie.
Oh God, let's not.
Well, the second one when he's in the building, he never took his mask off.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'm completely thinking of something else. Never mind.
No, you're thinking about the Sylvester Stallone one. Which I had. It's my guilty pleasure, but I do like the second one so much better.
That's fair.
So much closer to 2001 comics.
But
the fact that he's another one who said they wanted him to take his helmet off. He's like, no, I'm a Dread fan. I'm not taking the helmet off.
Yeah.
Can't argue with a good actor.
Yeah.
I watched this movie a few weeks back when we originally were trying to get everything scheduled, and I was going through my notes here, And one of the things that caught me right off the bat was just so much with the symbolism and stuff, but the family sitting there watching the news, and that pans over to this small young child with these thick glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her comment is, this is bollocks. It's all
Right.
bullshit. And it's like, here you are, even a kid who is blind as shit can see through the shit on
See through
TV.
the BS that
Yeah.
And it's like,
was
oh,
throwing at
well
them.
played. Well
Yeah.
played.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you did you happen to read the graphic novel? Or
I have never
the
gotten a
comic?
chance to read a graphic novel.
I have not either.
Never gotten a chance, but I would love to go back and read, because obviously, they can't fit everything that's in
Yeah.
a graphic novel into a movie. But at least from the movie side of things, for me, I understood the story completely, and
Yeah, I
it
liked
was great.
when I read the graphic novel many years ago. I liked it. When I saw the movie, I was like, "Oh, I see what they did." And I know Alan Moore got mad about them cutting and doing and rewriting. And I'm like, you have to do those things for this movie, or none of the stuff that he was mad about would have made sense in a movie.
Right.
The movie would have had to been 8 hours long,
Sure.
All in all, I really like both. I liked the movie a little bit better because I think it's just cuts through a lot of the extra dialogue and extra characters that
Sure.
you
The
can
filler.
put in the movie. So if you get a chance, dude, absolutely buy it and read it because it's really good.
I'll absolutely definitely get a chance to check that out for sure.
Alan Moore, good writer, good damn writer.
Believe it.
Yeah, that's I also have on here about the doctor who pretty much created V.
Oh yeah.
But they were trying to enhance humanity or move people forward through their means. They actually succeeded. Because V got
he was the one that stood out. Yeah.
They succeeded, and he did, but not the way they were hoping.
Right.
So
right.
it's yeah.
My personal favorite part about the doctors is when V's taking them all out. He's cruel to these guys. I mean, he's doing exactly what they deserve to have done to him, right? I mean, that's he's taking them out. Then he gets to that one lady doctor, and because she had remorse, and he already knew that she had remorse.
Yeah.
He already knew that she didn't want to do it. She had all these freaking stuff going through her head, and she's like, "Well, how are you going to kill me?" He's like, "Oh, I already did it."
I did it 15 minutes ago.
He just lets her go. Lets her go to sleep.
That shows he had empathy, though.
Yeah,
he wasn't a monster. Completely.
That's like you said, Justin. That by the end of the movie, he's more human
than he was before he met.
Than anybody else.
And because he was all about vengeance from the get go, and then at the end, his humanity gets returned to him. But by the time
I got the chills just thinking about that scene. That's a good.
That whole movie's got scenes like that that'll give you chills. One of the things that stood out to me, though, is when he took Evie and made her believe she had been captured and imprisoned. He, in fact, was doing exactly what he was fighting against, manipulating people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dude, you're making me. And I love the way that is written. He is very flawed, and that's humans. That's all of us.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. This movie resonates with me as well. It's just like one of those is like, damn.
I love that same, because you initially you don't see it coming. Like you think he's legitimately captured, and they did a really good. I rewatched it, and my brightness was a little bit higher up in the TV. They got the actual actors that he was trying to portray as the main villains. They got the actual actors to be in those seats, but clearly it's just supposed to be V in a costume, pretending to be them. And so the whole time, you're thinking she's captured, they're torturing her. And then at the end, it's you have no fear, you're completely free. And she's like, what? And then you just see this static, mannequin police, just in there. And then you open a door and it's just right back. My girlfriend watched it the first time, and she was so confused when she saw that. And then when they go back into V's main living space, and she was like, what the
Exactly.
That was the same as me, man.
If you don't have that reaction when you first see that movie with that scene, you're not paying attention to what's going on.
Not at all.
That's awesome.
Damn. Yeah, that is one. Just give my take on this, folks. V for Vendetta is a must watch in any time frame. Just kick back and pay attention. There's a message for you in here, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a watch. Yeah.
It's fitting that the timeline of V for Vendetta is actually pretty right on par.
Yeah.
Like right now, like with
I know
what's going on in our country, and then what like literally year based is like literally on par with what like at the same time. So
and it's all over the world. It's like everywhere on the planet. You're like, what the hell? How? Fuck you guys.
There are no coincidences.
Seriously, nah, not at all.
None.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know if you guys have seen. They are actually doing I think it's nationally. They are doing a 20th anniversary theatrical release of it later this year, November the 5th. November the 5th will be. They'll be on theaters, of course. Yeah, perfect time.
Awesome.
So I will for sure be going to see that in theaters because I never got a chance to see it in the theaters for the first time. So to see it in a theatrical setting is going to be really cool to see. But right around like our election cycle and everything too, like it's gonna be perfect.
That's gonna be interesting.
This is the time. That's the time to go see it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Do not sleep on V for Vendetta. Like I said, it's doesn't matter
so
what time.
Well shot. I mean, everything about it. The special effects. I mean, the Parliament building and Big Ben going up. You know.
And then it's not too much. It's not like a crazy like Michael Bay explosion left here and right. Like everything like that happens makes sense. Like CGI wise, cinematic wise, like the way the actors roll, where setting. Like it's such a smooth sailed movie that I think just got overlooked when it initially got released because it wasn't like a Batman and it wasn't like a Superman. But like it just it's a phenomenal comic book movie.
Yeah,
an absolute must watch.
Absolutely.
It definitely
thoroughly enjoyed it, man. I think it's one of, if not the best adaptation. Although they changed a lot, it's one of the best that I've seen, you know, for a comic book.
I agree.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, before we wrap it up, I'm going to ask you, Justin, do you have any words for Orion coming up?
Shine the belt up really good and keep it nice and tight on you because I will be coming for that belt this year. And whether it's the next show or at the end of the road, that belt's coming back to the Flowhawk. You guarantee that. Look into my eyes. You blind bastard.
Thank you for that.
That's the Flowhawk I've missed.
I cannot wait. Really looking forward to the 24th for CWF and seeing what goes down. I'd like to thank you again for coming on and talking movies and talking about your life and wrestling. We enjoy what you guys do. You entertain us, and thank you for doing so.
I appreciate y'all having me on there. It's been a blast. Thank you guys for always coming to the shows and being basically right front row and reviewing our shows. It's always been appreciative of you guys doing that. I like to see you guys out there cheering and supporting us. And y'all, everybody else in the crowd in Milton, Florida, wherever CWF goes next, we appreciate you guys. So thank you very much. I appreciate you, man.
And it is growing. It is growing. Holy crap. The last crowd was packed. I expected even more this time with everybody that's coming.
Yeah.
It's easily the best show in the Florida Panhandle. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's the best show in Florida Panhandle, bar none.
Yeah. And it's like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 hours of pure
fun. A little bit longer, a little bit shorter, but mostly it's about 3 hours.
What more could you want? What more could you want? A bunch of guys and gals beating each other up.
Yeah.
Big sweaty men smacking into each other. Can't beat it.
Big sweaty men smacking meat. There we go.
Smacking meat. There you go.
Don't encourage them.
Okay. Anyway.
Don't encourage them.
Thanks again, folks. If you like our show, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. You can catch us on Facebook and YouTube, Rumble, and wherever you listen to your podcast. Thanks again, Justin, and we will catch you next week.